Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have our last game in the Champions League group stage, followed by a DF Pokal Cup quarter-final against Braunschweig. We've got a Freiburg game in between, which I'll get done off camera, but hopefully we can find a bit of consistency, because as you can see, since you were last with us for the Pokal third round and the Leipzig game, we lost against Juventus by 2-0. We managed a couple of good wins though, against Mainz and Schalke at 2-1 and 2-0 respectively. We stuck in a friendly against Malaga because it was the 3-week Christmas break. But since then, we've only won one in our last four. We won 3-0 against Frankfurt. We lost 1-0 against FC Köln, 2-1 against Wolfsburg, and 2-0 against Manchester City. So going into these games, I'm not too sure what to expect, but we have had a bit of an overturn in terms of players. We are in the January transfer window. I wasn't expecting it to be too busy, but my word, has it been busy so far? Um, we've managed to bring in 4 German players. So Julian Boog, we brought in from Schalke for £5.75 million. German international, 5 caps with the 1 goal. He's 6'5". He can play at centre back or defensive midfield. He's actually slotted in at centre back so far, and yeah, he's been okay at for the most part. Yes, we're not winning games, but these players do need a bit of time to bed into the side. At 21 years old, he's got plenty of time for improvement as well, but his physicals are really good with a jumping reach of 16 despite his already height advantage at 6'5". So a good signing there. Um, Hassan Kilikashlan, again, a German international, 9 caps for him. Plays centre back and left back. We've had our eye on him for quite some time. And again, 6'4", really good jumping reach, really good balance and stamina, and good amount of pace as well. Excuse me, sorry. He can play at left back, but obviously at 6'4", we want him in at centre back. Really good marking ability with tackling ability, but his teamwork, work rate, determination, concentration, he is going to be a top centre back, I think. We just need to get him in and give him the game time. He's 3-star at a wing back, only 2.5-star at a centre back, but I think he's a lot better in that role. And again, he came in from Schalke for £13.75 million. Matthias Meyer, another German player. He's not an international as of yet. He's an under-21 international with 17 caps. Plays in central midfield. He cost us £40 million from Freiburg. And again, he's a player I've had my eye on for a little while. Mental attributes, extremely good. Physicals can be improved, but I mean, like I say, he's only 22. And again, good young player with experience in the Bundesliga. Really good passing ability, technique, and first touch as well. I think he could do really well for us in that central midfield role. And lastly, Patrick Ziegler, £12 million signing from Bayern Munich. Again, nice young centre back, 6'4", really decent physicals, concentration, determination, positioning, and work rate, all very good. Marking and tackling ability, good as well. So again, really big lad to have at the back. He's described as a wonder kid as well, so it's another wonder kid into our roster, and hopefully he will improve as time goes on. And the reason that we've done all these signings is because we've had some big sales. One or two I wasn't particularly happy with, but the players wanted to leave, so far be it from me to stand in their way. So Mike Ecker, he was just a reserve. He went to Schalke for 725,000, potentially rising to 1.9 million. Yere Havel, now we loaned him out last season. He didn't really find his rhythm here at Mönchengladbach, so we've let him go. And we signed him for 9.25 million. We've sold him for 22 million to Al Tai in Saudi Arabia. And so, to be fair, I mean, around a £13 million profit, I don't think we can complain too much. Bernd Schultz, who we brought in the summer from Schalke as well, he's gone to Dusseldorf on a loan deal until the end of the season. And then the big ones, 2 big sales to Arsenal. Georgi Anastasov, £58 million, potentially rising to 64 million. I mean, we signed him for £2.5 million. It would have been so silly for us to not let him go for that amount of money. And yeah, I mean, it's a £55.5 million profit. You can't argue with financial gain like that. And all the best to him. He's been a very good centre back for us. But again, he really wanted to go. As soon as Arsenal put the bid in, he wanted to leave. So that is how that went. And our number one keeper, Carl Jakob Hein, has also left for Arsenal. And again, we signed him for just £1.2 million. We've sold him for a £25 million profit. And again, I think it's just a really good piece of business, to be honest. He's a 30-year-old goalkeeper. And obviously, we already made our goalkeeping signing earlier in the season of Giuseppe Cellamare. He's going to come into the first team now and get a bit more game time. And again, at the age of 22, I think he could really build an opportunity here at the club. So again, we'll see how things go. But overall, we're actually on a transfer profit of about £50 million. So again, I think we've done extremely well so far. I'm not expecting any other business to happen at the moment. We've got £8 million that we could potentially spend. Katala is still at the club, but again, it's just one of those things, and no one will pay that release clause for him. So going into today's game, Sillimer is in goal. Toseli, Chiarodia, Tukic and Scally at the back. Ornelas, Katala and Carey in midfield with Nembot, Nilsson and Stupar as the front three. As you can see, Mania, Miley and Opacic just carrying Knox, Katenga and Barrison out a little bit more long term. But the new signing to take their place on the bench, Killy Chaslin and Meyer are down there, and Ziegler as well. Boog has played once or twice for us already. So potential for bringing these players on. But big focus today turns onto the Champions League. A win today gets us into the playoffs, basically. And hopefully we can get off to a quick start. That is the aim today. And we need to just find a way of building a little bit of form. I will just have a look when I get chance at the the nature of the table, because I'm not quite sure how it all matches up at the moment. But Emekan coming down this left-hand side finds Mateus, and now Badawi with the strike. It gets blocked, and Scally manages to clear. Katala is actually down on that far side, and they've just hit the woodwork. Toseli manages to clear. I'm not too sure what's happened to Katala there. There's nothing that's popping up so far, and Mendy picks it up for Nice into Badawi. Now Østegard plays it out wide looking for Emir Khan, and Nilsson did think about getting in on that, but in the end didn't fully commit to it. And as such, Nice are really building on pressure here. And Buonani with a lovely finish there. It was a lovely pass into him. And I think, to be honest, I mean, we're appealing for offside, but I think he may have been onside there. I'm not certain. Oh, it's been disallowed, so he must have just strayed offside. It was a lovely pass into him, though, I might add. Right, I'll just pause that for a minute just so that we can get the league table up. So Nice are actually above us at the moment, but if we win today, we could go into that top 8. So a big incentive from our point of view at the moment, but I think, to be fair, even a draw is enough for us to get into the playoff stage. So again, we'll just see how things go in the meantime. We haven't had a single attempt at goal. This is very poor from us. We are in poor form, though, at the moment, like I said before. And I'm just hoping that we can find a way to get a bit of a rhythm going. Obviously, losing Anastasov and Hein, two big misses in the squad. But again, we have grown into the first half slightly in that last 50 minutes after demanding a bit more. But again, it's not looking too positive at the moment. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I think we've overperformed the last couple of years, but in doing that, we begin to get these expectations that we have to be doing what we're doing every single year now, and we have to be breaking into that Champions League qualification spot in the Bundesliga as well. And it's extremely tight in the Bundesliga as well. So there's every opportunity we might not even qualify for Europe at the moment. I'm just going to pause there. We are looking a little bit thin on the ground and tired at the moment. So Stuart Watson can come on in the midfield. We'll give Matthias Meyer a debut as well in there. our two wide players are also looking a bit shattered. Lewis Miley, it's a difficult one. He has got a knock, but he's going to have to come on. Opacic is fit enough to get a bit of game time today as well. And then for our last change, I think we'll give Killy Castlin his debut as well. How tall is Shirodi? He's 6'2". He's got more pace though. We'll put Killy Castlin in at centre back. I'm saying that apparently he's better as a wing back, so we'll leave that as it is. Scanlon's going to have to play the 90 minutes, but we are lacking a little bit again at the moment, and I think we're missing an out-and-out goal scorer. I think that is something that we are missing. I've been umming and ahhing about it for so long, and I've rotated our forward players so many times, but we've just not got that regular goal scorer at the moment. Catalan with a lovely strike there, just over the crossbar, and it remains 0-0. And to be fair, in the end, we've actually been by far the better side in terms of chance creation, but we've just not been able to find that finish. It's quite unfortunate. And Colombo now, good tackle by Killy Castellan, and he launches it forward, but Tadibo intercepts. And now Buadnane, Watson picks it up, finds Shirodia. And now Killy Castellan just holds on to it, lays it back to Shirodia. Into Killy Castellan again. Decent bit of play between the two players on that left-hand side, and the ball forward didn't quite find its intended target, and Saris picks it up into Buadawi. And Buadawi has managed to get in behind. Salabek with a really good... Well, I thought he'd save that, actually. It's just gone over the crossbar, and it remains 0-0. Big chance here, though. 5 minutes to go. Stupar with a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. I mean, there's players free just to the right there. Oh, saying that, defender's just got it. But Stupar has fired it into the back of the net. That's a big goal for him. It's only his 5th goal of the season. And bear in mind, we are in the back end of January as well. There's been a lot of games played. And for him to only have 5 goals isn't the best. But that is a big, big goal from him. As things stand, that moves us up to 11th because of other results. So it'll guarantee us a playoff. But unfortunately, top 8 is not going to be possible. Killicastle with a header there, clipping off the crossbar, and Shia Rodia with a strike back in, takes a deflection and goes wide. We're into the 5 minutes of added time. We do want to just find that little bit of security in this match. Stupar here with the corner, swings it in. Shia Rodia is there. That is a very assertive header from the centre-back. We've managed to confirm the victory here at 2-0. And positive signs. But again, it's 2 set pieces that have got us the goals. We haven't scored from open play today, and it is a bit of a problem. We're up to 10th now as things stand. Top 8, of course, is automatic. I don't think we're going to get there. But we've confirmed our playoff place. Good performances from the defence with Scala Shirodi and Tukic Selamer as well, with a really good performance. Obviously, big shoes for him to fill following Hines' departure. But in the end, despite our slow start to the match, we deserve that victory. And we finish in 10th place in the playoff. Bit unlucky, I think, to be honest. But I'm looking at that and... I mean, Barcelona and Leipzig could drop out of that top 8. They could end up in the playoffs if Atletico and AC Milan win. So, big opportunities there for Atletico and AC Milan, but that's not our concern. We have done our job. We are into the playoff. And, of course, we want to take it to the next step. We got to the playoff last year. It didn't work out for us. Hopefully, we can find a way of doing a bit better at it this season. So, like I say, we've got the Freiburg game to come. And then we've got the Pokal quarterfinal at home against Braunschweig to come in today's episode. And hopefully we can build a little bit of momentum going into the latter part of the season. Looking at the fixtures, especially in February, Nuremberg, Werder Bremen, Bochum and Stuttgart, if we can get 4 wins out of 4 there, I think we've got an opportunity. In terms of the Bundesliga table, as I mentioned before, this is what it looks like. I mean, we're sat on 33 points. We could drop out of European places if we don't start winning with a little bit more regularity soon. But it is extremely tight at the moment, and we need to get some big results against Bayern, Dortmund and Leipzig as well in the second half of the season. But bear with me anyway, and I'll just get through this Freiburg game, and then we'll be back for the Pokal quarter-final against Braunschweig. Okay then guys, here we go for the Pokal quarter-final against Braunschweig. We are going to rotate a little bit, give one or two of the younger players an opportunity and some of the new signings as well. We're going to give Becker a chance. We brought him back from his loan spell. Jonas Brun, we've also brought back from his loan spell as well. He won't make it into the starting lineup because Voiles wants more first-team football. Kilichaslan, Boog and Ziegler are going to get starts today with Selema and obviously Voiles at the back. Tukic, Youngju Young and Meyer will start in midfield with Nembot, Becker and Mania up front. And even within this rotation, we should have enough about us to get past Braunschweig. We've got a few players unhappy at the lack of depth at the club at the moment in terms of the squad depth. But having recalled Becker and Brun, as well as making the signings to counteract the ones that we sold, I think overall we should be all right anyway. We've got a big enough squad. And if they want it if the players want it any bigger, let's be honest, some players are going to miss out on the Champions League, and then they'll moan that the squad's too big at that point. So I'm in a bit of a no-win situation with that one. But anyway, let's focus in on this cup quarter final, shall we? Um, it's very winnable. Braunschweig are the last team in the Bundesliga 2 in the competition. Becker here with a corner, swinging it into the near post, and Killy Ashland with the header just over the crossbar. Not a bad effort there, but we've not had a shot on target yet in the opening quarter of an hour. 6 attempts at goal, though. Also, in the Champions League playoff, we've been drawn against Bundesliga side FC Köln. So it's a very winnable playoff. We just need to get that consistency in our game and just build up a bit of momentum. Here is Becker going into the penalty area. Youngju Young with the strike in the end. And again, over the crossbar, not on target. 12 shots we've had, none on target. 13 now. This is very, very poor from our point of view. A conversion rate of nil. Obviously, I mean, it's poor. This is incredibly poor from our. Finally, we've had a shot on target, and Braunschweig have had their first shot of the game, and that was on target as well. Becker here with the delivery. Ziegler with the header, and it's off the post again, off target. And we are dominating proceedings here, and Braunschweig with Papadopoulos swinging it in. Marchau's header, and Paris Brunner got there ahead of Selimar, and he's put it in. And I mean, it's been disallowed, but again, we're completely impotent up front. 16 shots in that first half, one on target. That is abysmal from our forwards today. And we're like I said, we're completely dominant, 71% possession, and yet Braunschweig have had a goal disallowed today with one shot on target out of the one shot in the game. We've still only had one shot on target. I'm gonna demand more because this is completely unacceptable. Boog into Killikashlan. Now Tukic. I know some of our defenders are new and things like that, and they're playing well, but going forward, the fact that we're not getting shots on target is very, very worrying. And Killikashlan picks it up, finds Meyer, and finally we break the deadlock. Matthias Meyer with his third goal of the season. It's his first goal for the club, though. Obviously, he was playing regularly at Freiburg, so he's still racking up a season's worth of statistics, of course. Kilcasson just knocked it back to Meyer. It was a very good finish in the end. And I'm a bit relieved, to be honest, because with the way the game was going, I definitely thought we were going to throw this away somewhat. But 21 attempts at goal now, 22 now, only 3 on target. It's abysmal. And our forwards, I mean, by the looks of it, Becker's had quite a steady game. He's just got his average rating of 6.9, but Nembot and Mania have done nothing to warrant their place in this starting lineup today. And Killy Cashlan's taking the corner, finds Ziegler, and again he's clipped the crossbar from a corner. We're looking good from the set pieces at least, but once again, we're searching for a goal scorer. Young Ju Young here with a free kick right near the end of the match now anyway. Swings it in toward the far post. Cosmin Manu was there. It's headed away by Kunz. And now Nembot back to Matthias Meyer. And it's another extremely good finish from him. He's basically pulled us out of a very awkward position today, Meyer. Incidentally, the league game against Freiburg, by the way, we drew 0-0. Again, we weren't looking like we were going to score in that game. But Meyer with two very good goals here. And we're trying to build momentum, but there are players unhappy at the club. And this is a bit of a problem I'm finding at the moment for us. We're not building consistency again. And there's a few murmurings in the dressing room and stuff as well. But there's not a lot I can do. I've tried to sort it all out. It's just not happening. Stuttgart knocking out Augsburg. Augsburg, incidentally, actually are in Bundesliga 2 as well. But Stuttgart, 85th minute winner for them against Augsburg. Dortmund comfortably beating FC Köln by 4-0. So we've got registered players for the latter stages of the Champions League, of course. FC Köln to come. Let's have a look, see. I mean, it's going to be difficult. Well, I think Becker can come into the side for sure. Casper Nilsson and Ornelas do not need to be registered, which is ideal. Sparrison? Yeah. I'm sure we had another player that didn't need to be registered that I did have registered, but apparently not. But because we've only got 2 players homegrown at club, there's not a lot I can do about that at the moment. So Brune can't be registered, which is incredibly unfortunate, to be honest. But it is what it is. There's not an awful lot I can do about it. So we'll confirm that one and get Becker into the squad. But in the meantime, we've got a lot of work to do. I mean, it's pretty much immediate, isn't it? The Champions League playoff. We'll probably skip past the rest of February. And to be quite honest, I think despite the number of fixtures that we've got, we'll come straight back for Bayern and Dortmund as we did earlier in the season because they're going to be 2 huge games. And like I say, hopefully in the meantime, we can build up some momentum. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.